Hey everybody, and welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Today we are going to be doing a bit of some experimenting, trying to figure out what's going on with the code p2098, which is a bank 2, sensor 2, oxygen code 2 lean. So a lot of 2s in that sentence, but that is a code that's fairly common on vehicles. But this particular car, some of the things that we're going to be trying to find out what's going on with that is a vacuum leak, cracked exhaust, or the actual sensor itself needs to be replaced. Before we continue the video, we also want to thank and talk about our channel sponsor, RevMatch Motorsport. RevMatch is a fantastic company. They tune all of our BMWs here on our channel. They do a whole bunch of engines, and before you look into doing any tuning on your BMW, you need to run your car past them first to make sure that they do or do not work on that particular car. RevMatch's quick response time and top tier tuning makes it a no-brainer if you need to get your BMW tuned. They can do anything from launch control, forced induction, both supercharging and turbocharging. They do it all. So whether you're dyno tuning, street tuning, or just trying to get rid of some annoying emission lights that keep coming up on your dash, RevMatch is the way to go. Big thanks for them being a sponsor on the channel, and back to the video. Now I do have a sensor just off camera here. Got it from O'Reilly, so hopefully if we need to do that, that is a good brand of sensor. This system here, if you remember, we did a review on that a little bit ago. Smoke machine. I think this has been fantastic for me. We've got a line into the intake here, and I'm gonna be filling the engine full of smoke, and I'll show you in just a moment how I've got this all hooked up. We're gonna check for vacuum leaks, and I seriously doubt this car's got a cracked exhaust. It might. I'm willing to put the O2 sensor in there without checking for a cracked exhaust. I seriously doubt at 80,000 miles this has an exhaust issue like that. So those are the three major things that are going on with it. I did find that code a while back with the scan tool. I'll also have the video linked for that scan tool. That is my Think Car scan tool. Well, that's at work and I'm at home and I'm trying to get this done tonight. So I'm not gonna go and grab that scan tool again, but I did record us talking about this code on that scan tool in my video reviewing the scan tool. And so I was able to go and read what it said based on my video footage that I got. So this is the couple things that we're gonna be doing. It also told me to do some live data, but I can't do that because the scan tool's not here. So this is gonna be our diagnosis tonight. All right, so what I did was I took the vacuum line that goes over to the master cylinder and I plugged it because I don't think it back feeds anywhere else. I think this is the only place, but I plugged it just in case. And then I slightly modified this piece that came with the smoke machine, and we'll be putting that down into right there. Nothing super crazy, and we'll make sure that there's no leaking. And then I've got power and ground, and then we'll turn the smoke machine on. This works really well, but it also stinks. So if you don't have to get the smoke in the air where you're breathing, try not to. Let's get this plugged in, and then I will have to hold that because it actually does pressurize. As long as your system is even kind of intact, it'll want to pop itself back out of whatever you just did. So I'm going to mount up the camera here back on the tripod, and we'll turn on the smoke machine. Okay, looking good so far. I don't see anything. Do it one more time. Okay, I feel like I can confidently say that there's not a vacuum leak, at least not anything major, because I did 2 rounds of this and this smokes a lot. I didn't see anything. Just a tip when you're doing a smoke machine test, if it's really faint, it'll be kind of hard to see. So every now and then, if you just use your mouth and just blow somewhere, you'll actually see the air move, you'll see the smoke move if there is like a super faint leak, and I just didn't see anything, nothing. And the smoke does pretty good about going up. So if it was leaking underneath the car, we'd be seeing it up here too, even though I did poke my head underneath there. But most of the time it's gonna be coming up. Okay, well, time to do the sensor. We'll go underneath the car, show you which one it is, where it is. We'll get that swapped out and see if it changes anything. All right, so here's the old sensor and the new one. This has some heat shielding to it. Kind of a pain in the butt. If you look here, you can actually remove these pins. There's 2 on this side, there's 2 on the other side. Unfortunately, not all the colors are different. There's 2 white and then a black and a gray. So you don't want to pull all these out at the same time. You don't want to lose where they went. But I was able to slip those out and then actually slide this onto the other sensor. What I did was I just did 1 wire at a time. So I pulled out one, then slid it in, then did another one, and slid it, and then that way I knew that they were going exactly where they were before. So now that I've got this sleeve back over here, zip tied it here so it's not going to move back to the way it was, let's go get it in the car. All right, new sensor is in. Everything is put back together. Now it's ready for a test drive. I did clear the code. Thank goodness I do have this little scan tool here. This is just that little Ancel that I reviewed a couple months back. This is a AD410. I'll have this linked in the description below too. This is just a really good, just like basic scan tool. You know, read your codes, clear the codes, that kind of thing. Doesn't do anything super crazy, but enough that I was able to read, clear, and then I'll be able to monitor to see if that code comes back. And then if I have any further issues, I'll have to go and get my Think Car or the launch scan tool. All right, we'll get this on the ground, go take it for a drive, and see if that clears anything up. All right, so I'm just gonna stop the video here for just a moment. I am currently editing this video, and I realized that I had this setting on the miles per hour. I talk about it, you know, saying 24 miles per gallon, but it was actually closer to 22. And you can see that here in this picture, 22.6 miles per gallon, which in town is decent for this car. That did fix it because before I was getting like 15 miles per gallon. So yeah, just wanted to say that before we go any further in the video. So when you see me pointing at this and talking about it, I actually had it on the wrong setting. Also, I had recorded me driving around a little bit, and I don't know where that footage went. So I'm sorry about that, but I took it for a quick spin, just around the block a few times, trying to figure out what I was getting, see if that code would come back, and this was my result. Well, there it is with the code cleared. Now the only thing I've got to fight is the TPMS, and then those aftermarket headlights, I need to code that out. This was a slightly higher gas mileage just a second ago, but I've had the car running for a little bit, so that's gone down. But we were getting like 15 miles a gallon before, which the X3 with the same engine and everything gets better than that, way better than that. So I think I was doing like 25, 26 mix. I did some like 65 mile an hour drive-in, some city. And then the car itself feels a lot better just in general. And then it's idling a lot better. Throttle response was good. So yeah, this fixed my issue. I hope it fixes yours. This is really not that big of a deal. This whole process would take somebody about an hour and a half. And if you have to spend $100 on an O2 sensor, I guess that's what it ends up being. If you do need to check your exhaust, like I said, this only has like 81,000 miles on it. If you need to check your exhaust, there are many ways to do that. I think one of the better ways I saw was to take either a vacuum or compressed air and put it on the end of your exhaust and then kind of pressurize the system and then use soapy water to spray the exhaust, obviously, while everything's cold. And then just look for bubbles. So this is what fixed it for me. Good luck to everybody else out there. Code P2098. Let's get rid of that stupid thing and keep it off our dashes. Thanks everybody so much for watching, and we will see everybody in the next video.
Bam!